the lovely intro music from Blog Talk. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We don't know where you are in the world. You could be anywhere in the world. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, they used to always say, right? Welcome to the cafe. Come on in, grab a latte and a tea. Come sit down. Let's hang out together. Psychic Talk, simulcasting on Blog Talk Radio and YouTube. And I have the fabulous artist, deck creator, author, certified tarot master, tarot guild staff member, Pamela Steele. Oh, that's a mouthful.
It is. And I was wondering well, that's okay. Just say, and just Pam's good enough. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's just me. Everybody can
It's
do
just
this.
me. Yes.
Yeah.
And more recently, discovering that you are hey, do they have a term for that? Somebody that is a practitioner with runes. Are they a runer or a runist? A runologist?
It's
You
usually
know,
just a rune reader, but if
rune
you want to
reader. That's a good
elaborate
one.
on
Rune
that,
reader.
you go crazy.
Mm. Yeah. So grab your tea or coffee here, and uh, we're hanging out every day now in the Psychic Cafe, and you can come in and hang out with us. And it's me, Dax Carlisle, and sometimes my friends like Pamela here. And I know Michelle Metheny is going to be my guest on Monday, my guest co-host on Monday. So Michelle's going to be, in fact, she's in the chat. Hi, Michelle. She says she likes runologist. I do too. We just invented a new name. Become a certified runologist at the Tarot Guild Psychic Cafe. Yeah, we could do that. Why not?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So it's, happy Psychic Sunday, everybody. Here we are. That's right. Michelle says, hi, Daxamillion. Oh, I love when she says that. Yeah, I'm hoping, from her lips to God's ears, hit a million. Anyway, it is the 28th, so that reduces to 1. So 2 plus 8 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. So we are in a 1 day, and you'll recall from yesterday, I was talking about the end of the cycle and it being a 9 and letting go of things. You can listen to the replay, and no, you don't have to listen to the whole 2 hours. You get just the beginning of the show. You'll hear the cards of the day, numerology of the day. And for cards of the day, speaking of that, I'm getting the Devil card, which has been showing up over the last several shows a lot because people are attached to things. It's January. They want to start new things, but either consciously or subconsciously, they're attached to things in the past. And I also got, the overburden card, the 10 of Wands. And so, with these two cards together, you're feeling overwhelmed, maybe helplessness. Usually people are blaming it on external forces, things like that. So a lot of that might be going on with everybody, here in January. We're almost at the end of January, but we're all starting new projects, new things. We just started the Psychic Cafe. Yes, yes. And you can come over there, by the way. Do I have the URL for that? Yeah, I'll pop it up there.
Yep.
www.psychic.cafe right here. And you can pop over there and join us. And it's free. Come over and join us. But what's really going on with these cards, especially the Devil card, I mean, this is what our attachments, and they are self-imposed attachments limitations. And the same thing with, if you're feeling overwhelmed, do you have too many irons in the fire? I mean, maybe you need to cut back a little bit, or just push through. Because I got to tell you, Pam, when I was shuffling, and what happened was I was shuffling, and I pulled the cards out of my bag. We got the Tiro Marchetti.
Ooh, I love those.
Cat doing a reading bag, right? And I pulled out that thing's like 20 years old now. Love it still though. And I'm pulling this deck out, and the Emperor card went flying, and that card sometimes talks about, discipline and pushing through. Because although, you can see, although he's overburdened, he's making progress and he's almost there. This house or building in the background is his goal. It's where he's heading to, and he's almost there. So having perseverance, pushing through, but also, the devil card, letting go of our self-imposed limitations, attachments, things like that. As I explained on a different show when this card came up a few days ago, I said, look at the chains around their necks. They could easily take those chains, those loops off their heads and run away, escape. Anyway, so that's what I got for the numerology of the day and the cards of the day. Oh, Pam, did you pull a card of the day or anything like that?
I did actually. I got an overview with the Eternal Seeker, and ended up with a card called Sacred Alignment, which is I don't know how close I can get without this thing buzzing out.
Oh, go
Which
in
is
when
it's like,
you're doing a background. If you go in like the middle of your chest, if you put it down and go forward, you should be able to get closer to the camera. Yeah,
oh, good idea.
and
Okay,
you can lift up a little bit. Go ahead.
it's it's like
Oh, I can make it out now. Yeah.
it's the
Okay.
answer to the Chariot card. Okay, and so the Sacred Alignment is about aligning your will with divine will. Okay,
Mm.
that's you're looking for answers. There it is. So getting in touch with your own inner divinity and saying, okay, where do I need to look, focus? What do I need? What is my biggest whatever? Okay. And ironically, the answer to that too, I also got the Emperor. Okay. Which is in the Steel Wizard, it's about self mastery. Okay. And the shiny cards.
Yeah, they
And
are.
because it's reversed, it's telling me that you need to work on your self mastery. And if you're telling yourself, I can't because, then you're shooting yourself in the foot before you've ever even started. So take a step back, realign yourself, get both feet on the ground, get your
Mhm.
head up there where it belongs, bringing the energies in from both directions, blend them together within. You can't control them, but you can blend them. And from there, look at how you can achieve a higher state of self mastery. Okay. That's what
Oh,
I got.
and which card was that again? It was
The
upside down.
Emperor.
That's what I got. I
That's what
got
I
the
said. I got the same
yeah. Oh my
card.
god. Oh, see, I totally missed that part. I was trying to get the cameras fixed and get you centered and everything like that. And I'm always thinking of the technical aspect of the shows, and so I'm like working on that. I'm not even paying attention to what people are saying. I'm just like,
I
just
got
give
your
me my,
back.
just give me my coffee. And mm, anyway, oh, I haven't even checked the chat yet or blog talk. I didn't promote the show even today. I
I
ran
didn't
out of
either.
I ran out of time. There wasn't any time to do any posts or anything like that. So whoever we get on the phones and whoever we get in the chat on YouTube is just passersby that happens to notice, right? Which, hey, that could be really cool. Plus our regulars, of course. Our regulars have what have they done? They have subscribed to the channel so they get notified. So go ahead, hit the subscribe button and click the full bell. That way, when we go live with these shows, you will get a alert that we are live in the cafe and you can come and hang out with us, right? So also like the video if you're liking what you're hearing and seeing. So that would really help us a lot. As I said in the beginning, we're simulcasting. So if you're listening to us on radio, you can come over and see us on YouTube. That's right. We are simulcasting live video streaming on YouTube as well. So this is what you do. Open a new tab in your browser, whatever device you're on, and type in psychic.cafe/YouTube. It'll take you right over to our channel. You'll see the one that's live. Click on that. You can get in the chat room with us. Again, that's psychic.cafe/YouTube. That link was actually broken and Pamela let me know. And so I fixed it right before the show. And then you can ask us anything. Ask us about our new website, Psychic Cafe. It's a community for everybody to hang out and chat. And, like I said, grab your latte and your tea. Anything psychic, anything tarot, numerology, runes. Yes, there's a runes group. We're going to tell you about that in a minute. And, enjoy our psychic talk shows. Okay. And you can ask us about the Tarot Guild because it's also the community home for the Tarot Guild. We have a website, thetarotguild.com, but we are shifting everything over to Psychic Cafe. You can become a certified reader if that's what you're looking to do. You can learn tarot and numerology. We have courses and workshops and Q&As and panel discussions all year long. And you can join the guild. You can get certified. A lot of things, that you can do. And you can ask questions about all of those things. If you're curious about becoming a professional psychic advisor, rune reader, tarot reader, numerologist, and any, psychic development, you can ask us, questions about a lot of different things. You can also ask for a mini reading too. So if you want something like just a general message or something, just say, hey, please pull a card for me. Just type that in the chat. There's the chat room on the YouTube live. If you're not seeing the chat room, it's probably because you're not fully into that page. So you want to click on the video. It should open into the full page, and you'll see the chat on the side there. Of course, if you're on a phone, it's in a different place. But in the chat, all you have to do is type in, please pull a card for me. Now, if you have a specific question, type in the whole question. 1 or 2 lines. Try to make it as brief as possible, but very specific. I want to know about XYZ. Type that in. Or, like I said, if you just want general, say, please pull a card for me. Or you can call the show. Let me actually put that in the chat on the live chat while we're all live here. 714-816-4628. I'm going to pop that into our chat on YouTube. You can call that number and go through the Blog Talk studio and actually talk to us. Now, as soon as you get through, press 1 on your dial pad. That will let us know that you want to be live on air. If you don't press 1, we just assume you're listening to the show. That's perfectly fine. Dial in, don't press 1, just listen to the show. But if you want to be live on air with Pam and I, dial 714-816-4628. Press 1 on your pad as soon as you get through, and that'll put you to the top of the queue and get you on air with us. Speaking of the top of the queue, Pam, we've got something new for 2024, and that is, if you go over, and of course you can always go over to our tip jar, buy us a cup of coffee at psychic.cafe/coffee. But new for 2024, if you go over and buy us a cup of coffee, during the live show, and let us know in the chat on YouTube your area code and name, we'll bring you right on, no waiting, or we'll take your question, even if, we take the questions in the chat in the order that they come in. But even if you're at the bottom of the list, guess what? You get to go first because you bought us a cup of coffee. Go over to psychic.cafe/coffee. And before show, because we're on every day, before shows, go ahead and go to psychic.cafe/coffee. Buy us a cup of coffee. Send me a message on the Psychic Talk website. Not Psychic Talk, the Psychic Cafe website. Psychic.cafe. And you have to sign up for the website to send a message, but go ahead and do that. It's free. And then go to my page, psychic.cafe/Dax, and you'll see, once you've joined and signed up on the website and signed in, when you go to my page on the website, you will see a message button, like an envelope icon. Click that and you can send me a message and say, hey, I just bought you guys a cup of coffee. Here's my phone number. Here's my name, my first name, and we'll bring you on first. No waiting on the next show. Yes. So that's something really cool that we're doing for 2024. All righty. So let's see who's been waiting the longest on the phone lines. It looks like area code 216. Are you ready to go, Pam? You ready to bring
Rock and
some?
roll.
Let's see what's going on out there. Joining us in the cafe Area code 216. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, happy Sunday. My name's Sharon from Ohio.
Sharon from
Been raining
Ohio.
and it's been raining, and it's raining. I know.
Oh, we had that last week in Tucson. It was like rain, rain, rain,
Oh,
rain, rain. Oh, happy Psychic Sunday. What's
thank
going on?
you. Thank you
Well,
very much.
it's open lines. You can talk about anything you
Well,
want.
anything. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, I was on yesterday. I didn't realize you guys were on 2 hours. Yeah. I
Sometimes.
just
Yeah,
didn't because
yeah,
I
not
thought I was.
always.
Oh, after an hour, I thought, oh boy. So I hung up. I really. Oh, that's okay. Whatever works for you guys. I'm not saying that. That's okay.
Yeah.
It was raining
Yeah.
yesterday all day.
It depends. See,
So
we used to, just have our custom shows. So we have hosts that have their own shows with their own titles, like Magic Universe and The Angelic View and Compassionate Light. And we had Tarot today here on yesterday on Saturdays. But that's and that's all still going on. But now we're doing daily shows, just generic psychic talk shows, but I hate the word generic. So I'm going to say our daily psychic talk shows. And, if it's
oh,
on the weekend, like a Saturday, I'll go 2 hours. Maybe on Monday, I'll only want to go an hour, or maybe Tuesday, I'll go an hour and a half. It, we're just testing this out now. It's all new being on 7 days a week. We used to be on 7 days a week way back when we
okay.
started the network. And we had 7 shows, 14 hosts. It was a very different thing. Now we're back
Wow.
to being on 7 days a week again, but sometimes it's just me, sometimes it's me and a friend like Pamela, or Michelle is going to be on Monday, but sometimes it is one of those custom shows like Friday's Compassionate Light with Catherine Hahn. So anyway, I'm glad you called back in though.
Wonderful. Oh my gosh. You know what I would love? This will give you a little open range. Can you just give
Sure.
like maybe the next 9 days, just what you put, just a general read, or is that too much? Do you want a specific question?
uh Pamela says no. Pamela
Well,
says that's
no,
fine.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, Pamela says that's fine. So we're going with
Okay.
what Pamela says.
Just
What do you want to know
then you can pick
specifically?
up
You said
anything.
the next 9 days, did you say? Or
Say, yeah, but what's coming up the next? Like I have my review coming up at work. I'm redoing my living room. I put, just if anything pops up significant. My finances are okay, but I'm still worried because I've got to dish out all this money. Just, anything can pop up. Just tell me what I need to know. How's that?
yeah,
Whatever
Sharon,
comes up, whatever messages you guys
I'm gonna start using that, Sharon, because you made me think of something. Pamela, today is the one energy. We're at the start of a 9-day cycle,
Yep.
right? And that's
I
really
get
cool.
up and exercise.
Maybe every start of a 9-day cycle, I'll tell people, if you want to call in and know what's going to go on for the next 9 days, call in now. And that may be a
Yeah,
thing.
90 days. 90
That could be.
Yeah.
You said 90 days.
Oh, 90, 3 months. The next 3 months.
Okay, yeah. See, I heard nine. All I
I
heard,
heard
yeah,
nine,
Sharon.
too.
All I heard was
Oh,
nine. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But however, that is a really cool idea that I might run with, is what I'm getting at. Because what's happening by the way, looking over 90 days, we can do it. People do it all the time. I don't personally like that. Only because so many changes you can make so many different decisions and go in different directions over 90 days. The farthest out I ever try to give a outcome is like 6 months is the longest, but I don't even like that. It's the
yeah,
timelines
90
start
days. Not.
the timelines start to diverge, past a month. So going out 3 months or 6 months, there's people that read, okay, 2 years from now, blah, blah, blah. It's so bullshit because we have free will. So even if I give you,
I totally agree with
yeah, even if I give you an outcome 90 days from now, you can do all these different choices in the next month or two and go in a completely different place. Anyway, I'm just putting
Well, why
that
don't we
out
just
there.
look at career? Finances and career. That's more specific for the next 90 days. How's that?
Yeah, but 90 days is fine. That's don't get me wrong. I'm explaining this for the listeners and the viewers out there, not for you, not for you. I'm just explaining how this works. Yeah.
My aunt was a reader, and I don't understand why there's some psychics that will charge like $400 for half an hour, because a psychic is only 70% accurate. The good ones are. My aunt used to tell me that all the time. That's why she never charged a lot. They're not.
Yeah, well, I don't believe in what's the phrase? I don't God, I can't remember what the phrase was, but having a senior moment here. I don't buy into is what I want to say. I don't buy into the whole percentages things. There's no way to figure out accuracy. And actually, it's a total misnomer. It's a total misnomer. Because if I tell you that something is going to happen in 30 days, and you look at that and you don't like that, and you decide to make all these different decisions that lead you down a different path to a different outcome, that would be then, because you didn't get that outcome, you would say, okay, then that's not accurate because you didn't hit the outcome. Well, no, it was accurate. You just decided to go somewhere else with it. These predictions are not written in stone is what I'm getting at. So, 70% accurate, 90% accurate, it's all BS. The whole thing is totally BS. And I don't know why psychics do that. As far as charging money, it depends. It depends. I mean, if I'm a life coach and I work with a client and I get them really good.
Different.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on, Sharon. I disagree. It's not different. I'm going to explain why. If I get them a fantastic outcome, and I do that on a regular basis with my clients, I'm worth $500, $1,000 a session, whatever, depending on what result it's all based on results. What am I getting for you? Okay. So if I specialize as a tarot reader or psychic in the business world, for instance, okay, and I have regular clients who are business owners, small businesses, big businesses, whatever, and they come to me and I help them, and I do several readings, and I always do life coaching. Basically we're doing life coaching, but if I'm pulling cards, doing their numerology, doing some life coaching, and I help them increase their bottom line that year by $100,000, what's that worth? Well, let me tell you, a consultant would charge $10,000 for that, and we're doing a $40 reading. I got to tell you, it depends on the outcome. It depends on what you are bringing to the table. What outcome are you getting for your clients? Yeah, if it's just, a little fun parlor trick thing, talking about, romance or something like that, maybe that's not worth a $400 reading. So, it all depends, and hey, the market decides. If the market says, no, you're not worth $400, she's not going to get any clients. But if she's getting clients at $400, more power to her, right? Anyway, this was really great. This was really great, though, because our audience is getting to hear this discussion and the fact that, these different things actually come up and all. And so it's a whole education here in the very first phone call, Pamela. It's pretty cool. So, Pamela, you go first. What are you getting for Sharon?
Okay.
Thanks for the insight. Well, was good to listen to. It was. Yeah.
Actually, there's a lot of misconception about what we do as tarot readers and a fortune teller. We're not fortune tellers. Some will tell you, yes, I am, and this is what they do. They predict fortunes and futures. We tell you where you step in it, how to get out of it, or if you don't want to. It was a completely different protocol for tarot, the way that I read it, okay? And first card that you got because I still using the Steel Wizard because I don't have any more sense. I got you the 5 of Pentacles reversed. Now, Pentacles are money, and it is reversed, but it's the 5. And when it comes to that, what you're kind of looking at here is almost like you've had a karmic debt that you needed to pay off. Well, my dear, right now it is paid in full. You got the red stamp on there and everything. So there's no more reason to be concerned, worried, or fussing about the wolves getting through the door, because they never did in the past and they won't now. So the 5 is telling you your debt is paid. Just breathe. Okay. This too shall pass. Yeah, winter's here, but it's going to go away unless you're in Australia. And you said Ohio. I love Ohio. I lived there for a while. And now the second card that I pull for you, another pentacle, more money ideas. But what it comes down to is this one was also reversed. And it's when you look at the 7 of Pentacles, this is somebody who's, let's turn it over so you can see. He's tending what he's planted. Okay. And this is what you should be doing, is minding what you have planted, because when it shows up reversed, it tells me you're being a little impatient and you're wanting it now. And how long did it take to get to this point? Why does it have to happen overnight? Breathe. And if it takes 90 days or even 9 months, so what? You're ready. You've got this and you can do it. Patience with yourself. Now, you wouldn't be impatient with someone you love beyond reason and safety, a child, a husband, a partner, whatever. You would not be impatient with them. So stop being impatient with yourself. That's what this card is telling you. Now, the last one you got, woohoo, you also got another pentacle. Yay, go girl. But this one's a 4. Now, the 4 of Pentacles is about gathering wealth and knowing how to spend it wisely without being holding on to things so tightly you just don't know what to do. Because trust me, if you hold on to it too tightly for too long, you're going to come to a point where all of a sudden the dam's going to break and you're going to start spending money like a drunken sailor. That's a bad idea, because then at the end of it all, you've blown it on things you really didn't need or want. So it's careful consideration of where your resources come from and where they are going. Okay. On to you, Dax.
You're right. I've been totally by. I know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You made sense. That makes perfect sense.
That was perfect. I don't think I really got to say much after that, Pamela. I'm just going to give like a couple of bites of information, and that's it, because you did really good.
Thank you.
Sure.
So when I cut to the heart of the matter, I got the 7 of Cups. There's a lot of different choices and maybe a little bit of illusion going on there, over the next time period, 90 days. In the first 30 days, going along with that, the 7 of Swords shows up, and it's like right away what I got from this, how should I put it? The cards can mean a lot of different things, but the particular meaning that like just slapped me was biting off more than you can chew, because it kind of like goes along with this 7 of Cups, so many choices, and you don't want to choose. You just want to get them all. And that's what's going on in the 7 of Swords. Of course, swords are thoughts and ideas, and he's picking up all these ideas. And there's he's carrying off 5 swords, like that's not enough. And then there's 2 behind him. He's looking back at them kind of longingly, like, oh, I can't carry those, but I want them still. So that might be some kind of situation having to do with that might be going on in the next 30 days. And it leads into the 9 of Swords. In fact, for 60 days out and 90 days out, that's what I got, was these 9s. I got the 9 of Swords and the Hermit card, which is also 9. And so, sleepless nights, you're, again, with the swords, all those thoughts and ideas, you may find yourself in a situation like that in the, within the 30 to 60 day range. And, that's when I want you to go, oh yeah, Dax was talking about that. If something's keeping you up at night or waking you up in the middle of the night, right? But then by the 90-day period that's when the Hermit comes in. So you're going to get some wise counsel, in that 60 to 90-day period, which is really, really good. But I want to point out that both these cards are 9 cards, which we discussed yesterday, that 9 energy about letting go. And I feel that's part of it is, what can you let go of that's holding you back? But also, as far as letting go, that 7 of Swords again. What can you let go of? You're, trying to do, too many things. And that's what I'm getting, basically. So I don't know. I hope that helps out, and thanks for calling in. It was a great call because we got a lot of great discussion there. Got to talk about psychic stuff and psychics versus tarot readers. And I remember in the chat, Charlotte said, where's Charlotte's thing? Charlotte was where did she say that? Who knows what you can manifest in 90 days?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what she said. Yeah, yeah.
Very true.
And Pamela, again, what was your definition, the difference between a fortune teller and a tarot reader?
Okay.
That was good.
I know some really good fortune tellers. Okay, really good, and that's what they do. Most of them aren't really, and they'll tell you they're not exclusively tarot readers. A lot of them are cartomancy. They will read maybe with a Lenormand deck, because that is more for, given where you are now, what can you expect? Okay. But with tarot, it's a little bit different. We're not so focused on the destination. We're focused on the journey. Okay. And when I sort of think about things like intellectual property, what are your ideas about this? Where are you getting all this from? So thank you, Dax, because that really clarified something for me. And it has everything to do with focus and intent, in my opinion. Okay. And as a tarot reader, I believe we're in service. We are here to help people where we can. And the reason we charge for it is because unless you want to volunteer to pay my electric bill for next month, then it's a free reading. But believe me, it'd be cheaper to buy a reading than pay my power bill. So that's the whole point behind it, whatever your expenditure is. And the same with fortune telling. I mean, percentages and accuracies, like I've had people say, well, I'm 90% accurate. And okay, you go right ahead, sunshine, whatever blows your hair back, because for a fact it's free will, like Dax said earlier.
Yes.
All about free will.
Or not, Pamela. Have you thought about?
And that's where fortune teller can come in. A fortune teller can narrow your choices.
Right.
In my opinion.
I'm going with a different direction in this. You're gonna love this. What you said about 90% accuracy or they're 70%, like Sharon said, or 95%. Oh, I'm 99.9% accurate. That's really a bad thing in my mind. If that's true, if you really have a 90% accuracy, and that means 9 out of 10 people come to see you, and the outcomes that you give them actually happen. Well, when you're thinking about psychic ability, you're thinking, oh, yeah, well, that's great. They have that ability, but that might not be what's going on. What might really be going on is they go to the psychic says X is going to happen, and they make it happen. So it's not they're predicting it happening, they're making it happen by putting it in the client's head. So that's another angle of it that a lot of people, don't ever bring up or look at. Is it a self-fulfilling prophecy that you're just setting up as the fortune teller? So, and here on the shows, I do a lot of, because that's what people are asking, and I do predictive things. I try to explain on every show that you have free will. If you don't like what outcome I saw, go in a different direction, make different choices and things like that. But, this is for entertainment. This is for fun. But when I get with a client for an extended length of time in private, then I put on the hypnotherapist hat, the life coaching hat, as well as the numerology and pulling cards. Okay, so I'm more focused on getting them to the outcome they want to get to than predicting an outcome. Okay, so I think actually that's the real power of tarot, is not predicting outcomes. Not that that can't happen, but like I said, the farther out in time you go, the more, we're reading in the now where all the timelines have converged. And then the further out we go, the timelines start to, separate. And we can only predict from the trajectory you're currently on where you're going to end up. But the farther out you get, the less accurate it's going to be. And anywhere along that, you can make different choices and decisions and go, in a different direction. But
Well,
I think,
and that's part of our job, Dax, is to show people where they have options. You don't like
right,
this, or you do like this. That's part of our job as tarot readers, is to say, okay, here's the advice you've got. Here's what the
yeah.
cards are telling you. Well, because essentially, the way I look at it, when somebody comes to me
But
for a
some people
reading,
don't read that way, is what I'm
no,
getting.
but they're asking me, they've already downloaded the information. They've gone on, look at it this way. You've gone online, you've searched it with your favorite search engine. You finally found that big green download button, says download here. So you do. You've got all this information in you right now that you've been asking questions about. But when you go to open it, there's this pop up that says, you don't have a program to open this. Do you want me to go online and find you? And that really cranks people out. So that's where tarot comes in. We pull the cards, and the cards are telling you your story, what your thoughts, emotions, and values are right now, where you are, your story. That's
Yeah.
all we can tell you. And that's why 10 minutes after you leave, none of us will remember a single word we said to you. It's not us. It's not us. It's
Yeah,
us
but
giving you your information.
yeah, that's true. But it depends on what type of reader you want to be,
Exactly.
What I'm talking about, what I was getting at, is that I think that the real power of tarot is manifesting the future, not predicting the future.
Yes,
You
that's
know,
it. In a
if you look,
nutshell.
there are 5 suits in the tarot deck. There's the 4 minor arcana suits and the major arcana, 5, and there's the 5 elements. Okay, the air, fire, earth, water, spirit, or the quintessential 5th element. And I'm trying to figure out how to say this. uh Gosh, it completely blew out of my mind where I was going with that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Having a senior moment again. But I was where I was going. Now I remember. I'm sorry. I'm so embarrassed. Um I was trying to explain why I have this idea about it's more than just a concept, I want to read this way, they want to read that way. When you look at the physical deck, the very first card of each suit, okay, you get the 4 aces and the magician. What's the magician about? He uses the 4 elements, the earth, fire, air, water, which are fully embodied and represented by the 4 aces in the 4 minor arcana suits, through the fact that he is in control of and made of spirit, the 5th element. And on his table are those same 4 elements, that and the objects, the wands and the cup and pentacle, sword, so forth. And he is manifesting what he wants to attract in. He is creating his life as he goes along. He is manifesting his outcomes that he wants. It's in the first card of each suit in the deck. And so it just shows you that the deck is more than just predicting things for people. It's there to help you manifest what you want to create, to make your life as you go along, versus letting life happen to you. So someone that comes to me and asks me, a question: will I get the job? Will I ever get married? Does my wife still love me? Does my husband blah blah blah? Is he cheating on me? All those things. Those are people that are letting life happen to them, and they just want to jump on it by getting a prediction. But the real power is to go to a tarot reader and have them help you manifest what you want. Sometimes I actually do that with a client, Pam, when they come to me, is like, and it's one of those typical questions, am I ever going to get married? And, I'll just ask them, is that what you want? Do you want to get married? It's not, will you, when will you? It's, do you want?
Okay, there's a little twist in there that I usually try very hard to get through to people, and stop wanting anything. Because when you want something, the universe is like your Aladdin's lamp. You rub it, the genie pops out, your wish is my command. Okay. That's how the universe operates. So if you say, you're putting it out there in the universe and say, I want, fill in the blank, doesn't matter. You are granted the exquisite experience of wanting that. But if you choose, if you change your patterns, your thought patterns, which is where all the swords come in, to say, I choose to experience a loving relationship, financial independence, whatever it is that you really choose. What really would, if you woke up the next morning and everything were done, how would you feel, see, smell, think, do? How would you be? And become that. And then the rest of it comes by. So you're not putting the cart before the horse. You're actually creating a place for all of what you choose to experience to exist by simply changing your thought patterns that much. In my opinion. And I've seen it work 1,000 times. So yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Exactly. I'm just trying to I'm trying to form the words on, like, how I want to respond to that. It's reminding me of people setting goals in January, and New Year's, and having the New Year's resolutions. Have you ever noticed how New Year's resolutions have changed from a resolution to, it's now a New Year's wish? It's like, it used to be, I resolved to lose weight, quit smoking, eat better, go to the gym. Now it's like, oh, well, my New Year's resolution is to quit smoking. I hope I can do it. Well, that's a wish.
Yeah, it is.
You're not gonna be able to manifest that, and with tarot, not only pointing out those first cards of each suit, they also form what I call the cross of manifestation, and it has the 4 steps, which are in like a lightning bolt of the 4 steps of manifestation. So you have the Magician card in the center, and then you have the 4 aces in like a mini cross, like from the God, my mind's blanking. Help me out, Pam.
Celtic.
The Celtic cross. Yeah, I couldn't remember the word Celtic for some reason there. And you take the mini cross there, and you have the aces, and it is the 4 steps. And I've done whole workshops on this and everything like that. So somebody that studied that, if it's that kind of a tarot reader that studied that, and let's say they're also have taken a course and become certified in life coaching, they can sit down and break the goal into the series of doable steps for you, and go start at the end and come back the other way, and help you on the road to manifesting what you want to manifest, and also helping you using the cross of manifestation instead of just pulling cards. and telling you, I think a lot of times it's telling you what you want to hear,
Yeah.
kind of thing. I hate that. I hate that. It's like, but I'm trying to think here. So when someone comes to you and they're asking about, does my husband still love me and blah, 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 uh, I, I'll still pull cards on that, but what I'll try to do is rein them back in and put on my life coaching hat. And they don't know I'm doing this half the time, but I'll rein it back in and I'll say, let's look at how we can manifest a loving relationship exactly how you want it to be. And that may or may not be with your current partner. But so instead of worrying about, does this specific person want to treat me the way I want to be treated, love me the way I want to be loved, and so forth, let's just put that out in the universe. Same thing with finding a partner in general. I always tell them to start with themselves. So, rather than thinking, okay, how can I find this guy or gal, start with, okay, let me first become what I want to attract. Let me become the loving, caring person, the type of life partner that I would like to have. Become that person first. Don't worry about them out there and finding, quote unquote, the right person. You'll attract that person in, maybe a bunch of people that are right for you after you become what it is you want to attract.
Yes. Very
So
good.
So the Hanged Man, my big thing on all this is that a lot of this stuff that we talk about and do readings on and try to help clients with, most of it we have 180 degrees upside down from the way it actually is. It's like a hangman moment. We're going at it completely the wrong direction. We're starting off in the wrong place, and it's usually 180 degrees backwards from how we should be doing it.
Absolutely.
Let's see what's going on in the phone lines and in the chat room. Oh, we got some more people calling in. That's good. It's still kind of quiet out there. Like, again, Pamela and I didn't have time to promote. So
Oops.
if you're listening live on YouTube or on the radio, go ahead and call in 714-816-4628. And if you want to be live on air with us, don't forget to press 1 on your dial pad. I see some calls here that they don't have their hand raised, meaning they're just listening, which is perfectly fine. But if you want to be live on air, don't forget to push that 1. Oh, someone just did. Yay.
Okay, we have some questions in chat on YouTube. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't really see them very well.
I will take a look here. What's that? Okay. So Charlotte's talking to, I think, Michelle, and she said that should have been Mystic Michelle, not Mustic. Yeah.
Music.
Michelle has her group on the website. I think it's Michelle's Mystic Corner, and that actually may shortly become a radio and YouTube show on Psychic Talk. I think she wants to start off a couple times a month. So be on the lookout for that. And before we go to the questions real quick, we were talking in the green room about your new group, which is Rune Magic. And I have to pop up the URL for that, psychic.cafe/Rune Magic. If you're interested in runes, always wanted to learn about runes, join that group, because Pamela's going to be putting a lot of content in there and going through all the different runes and talking about how to read runes. And she already put up a diagram with a lot of the runes, and go check that out. Psychic.cafe/Rune Magic. You can join Psychic Cafe free, and then you can join that group free. So go over and check that out. And I'm actually, hey, I think I can bring that up real quick and screen share. Let me see if I can do that real quick. Boom,
Nice.
there we go. Are you seeing that?
Yay!
Yeah, so here it is.
Here it is.
And by the way, Pamela's an artist, so she did the really cool avatar image and the cover header image here. And
Okay,
I like how
the
it says
avatar. Okay, the avatar here is actually my initials, PS. Okay, but it's
oh, I didn't
also
see that.
I
It's
use
almost like
runes.
Pamela Coleman Smith, you know, how she did her signing of the each card on in the Rider-Waite.
I'm sorry, I never noticed. I'm kind of blank on some things, but
Oh my
that is
gosh,
actually
you
that
got
is
to check that out.
that is the rune for joy and the rune for wholeness bound together. And what I was talking about here in the heading, if you look at it, it says reading, carving, and binding. When you bind runes together, that makes some of the most incredible magic you ever made for travel charms, for you name it. But I don't know how many. I've had a bunch of like little slices, like little coins made out of deer antler, because there's a lot of sheds around here. So get a bunch of those, and what I do, and it's just like a dentist chair. Carve a travel rune into that. Tell
Okay.
somebody, stick it in your pocket, and let me know how your trip goes. And every single time, even with Mercury retrograde, oh, it was flawless. It was seamless. It was perfect.
So
So
what
these
you're
little
saying,
charms work.
yeah. So what you're saying is that's why it's rune magic. Besides
Yes.
reading runes, people don't realize that you can use them as you know, magical. What would you call them? Magical
Tools,
tools. Yeah,
charms.
that's a good word.
Okay,
Charms.
and
I think I
another
was going
thing,
for charms.
once you get to know the runes themselves, you can be driving down the road and you might see the rune candle for opening. And
Mhm.
you were just asking a question in your head, and all of a sudden there's your answer right there in front of you, if you know your rune magic,
So
if you
here's
know how this is going to work. Yeah.
so yeah, so here's the group and you know the header, the cover image, the avatar. Ellie's already in there
Oh, that's Ellie's in
showing
there. Yes.
showing some of
Michelle's in there too.
her pictures and everything. Yeah, Michelle's in there. She made a comment or liked on here, and here you got, you know,
Yep.
so yeah, so
That's the basics.
this is the group. This is the group. And
Yep.
I can show you guys real quick if I can move our images out of the way here so I can log out. I just want to show you guys when you go over to psychic.cafe/rune magic. Okay. If you're not a member yet, you'll see this down here. Okay. And so what you can do is you can either connect with one of the social media buttons, or you can click register. You can click register. And if you're on the main page of the website, if you just go to psychic.cafe, you're going to see this welcome message here. And you can just click join us now. And you can, of course, this won't be in here, but you know, that's my sign in with my email address. So you can just put in a username, you can put in email and a password and register, and boom, you'll join the website. I'm going to log back in, and then you can go over to groups, and here's Rune Magic, and you can pop in there, and there'll be a join button over here, and you can join. By the way, while I'm here, because I just saw that pop up, Charlotte has not Charlotte. I'm sorry. I always get her confused with Catherine for some reason. I don't know why. Catherine has a all things spiritual virtual book and audio book club. Um, Ellie's got Decked Out, which is going to be all about everybody's favorite decks and everything like that. And then Michelle's Mystic Corner. And then we have a group for, you know, each radio show in the network. We have one for my course and one for Tarot Guild members. These are private, the only two private groups. Those are for people that are actually members. Okay. So I just wanted to share that because I thought that was really cool that we never do that on the shows. You know, we're talking about Psychic Cafe and we never show them. But oh, speaking of showing, I wanted to show you this real quick. In the try to do this. It's going to be hard. Okay, so in the corner of the card, Pamela Coleman Smith, PS.
Okay.
That's her signature in the corner, and she signs every card because each card is an art, an art. Um,
Yeah, they made me take that off of the Steel
yeah.
Wizard when I
And I love that you did that with a rune. That is the coolest thing
yeah,
I've ever seen.
but they made me take it off of all the artwork for the Steel Wizard because I don't know. And I said, sure, I can do that.
That's
That's weird.
that's
But
so
yeah.
dumb because it's on every Waite Smith deck that hasn't been altered,
Mm-hmm.
automatically, it has that. And Ciro Marchetti signs all of
Yeah,
his cards and in
I
all of
know.
his, so what the hell? Artists
I
sign
don't
their
know.
work, artists sign their work. That's so dumb.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the questions in the chat. Let's see. Ansi was asking about it, and Michelle and or Charlotte told them to put their question in. I don't know that they ever did. So I don't know what's going on with that. And then as I scroll down, Patty, what is the energy? Let's see. Oh wait, I think Sarabi was before that. Will I get success in social media like YouTube in upcoming future? Okay. So I'm gonna cut the deck here and see. So okay, before I even pull cards, I get the heart of the matter card, and I'm getting the 7 of Pentacles. And the feeling I'm getting from this is, when you're looking at this, you're not going to be super happy with the outcome, at least at first. It may get better. It may get better. I know that people want to go on social media. You want to be the king of pentacles, right? And get all the viewers and make all the money and everything. We've had a channel on YouTube for forever. We're not even monetized yet. We don't use it for that, but it just goes to show you, most people, the vast majority, start social media and never make a dime off of it. So I'm just throwing that out there, okay. And I don't know your age or anything like that, but the Page of Cups is showing up. uh Anybody can do it, but I do think it's more of a young person's game, you know. Um, I know there's people my age and Pamela's age that are, living on Instagram and doing all those posts and stuff and doing YouTube and everything, but it's far and few between. It's especially like TikTok and everything. It's 18 to 25-year-olds, and yeah, they're making a killing on there, So if you think of yourself, or if you are chronologically young, or if you think of yourself as, you have a youthful outlook, you might be able to make it work. And the Four of Swords shows up to say, okay, make sure you've got this all figured out. So take a step back, all right, and figure this out. Take a look at it. This is one of the 3 or 4 cards in tarot that I call the thinking outside the box cards. And what I think is going on here, because this is swords and thoughts and ideas, is I want you to think about the whole thing and think outside the box, and like just don't just do what everybody else is doing on social media. Find your own groove. What is it that find your niche, see what everybody else is doing. How can you do it better or different? And if you find a niche, and people always say, well, but it's getting so what's the word for it, Pam?
Saturated.
Saturated. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Saturated. But actually that's a good thing. If something's saturated, it means it's popular. Okay, you just have to be thinking outside the box and doing it completely different. So that's what I got for you, Sarabi. And I don't know, Pam, did you pull something for Sarabi on the social media,
Um,
YouTube
I
kind of?
I did, and I started with you use Heart of the Matter, I use Overview. It's the same thing. I got attachments from the eternal seeker, which means right now you are so focused on the outcome, you're not thinking about the steps to get there. Okay. And I understand because, this is where you would love to be soon. Okay. But I also got a page for you, and it's the Page of Pentacles. This Page of Pentacles tells me that you need to learn a whole bunch more, and Dax just covered it completely, so I won't even go into it. What you need to do in order to be successful, but you're going to have to do the work. Now, the potential, as shown by the Maiden of Cups, is there. You have limitless potential to do this. All right. But it's all going to have, it's going to be a matter of following your heart, because every once in a while you're going to trip over something and say, oh, I should be doing that. Really, does it really fit with your protocol? Does it really fit with your storyline? Does it really fit with who you are and where you're going? You got to make sure that it's personal in order to really unlock your true potential. And it does come from the heart. And if you're not working from there, you're not going to make it. Sorry, just work this way. And the final card that I got for you is the King of Cups, which means this is the warrior priest. What are you providing that someone else isn't? I mean, you can look over and see what everybody else is doing, and this is great, but what can you provide as a warrior and as a priest, so to speak, that no one else is giving to their public? That's when you educate, unlock your potential, and this is where you go with it.
Hold on, I'm answering.
Okay.
In the chat, doing multi-duty here. Yeah, because Charlotte was saying that, talking to you about your background there, and you do have your dragon wings, and I love dragons, and that's the back of her cards, folks. The Steel Wizard Tarot. And Charlotte had mentioned that, I made a background for her out of one of her photos. I made it so it would fit the Zoom background thing, right? And she's having trouble, like she hasn't figured out how to use it. It's very easy under video, but what I want to do is I want to share my screen with her on a Zoom call, and I was just letting her know that I can help her with her background there for Zoom, because she's going to be doing shows with us in the near future. We had a question from Patty about what's the energy surrounding my house. Am I moving in 2024 or stay where I am? And maybe not initially, but I'm getting wow, three major arcana cards and four yeses on that. 4 yeses on that. Now, I got the Three of Swords as the very first card. So you might not be completely happy around the house situation. But remember, this is what I always say about the Three of Swords, which is traditionally what, Pamela, traditionally a Three of Swords, anguish and what's some other keywords? Heartbreak, sometimes a love triangle, all that kind of stuff. But what I try to tell people about Three of Swords is that it's swords, number one. So it's thoughts and ideas. It's not a cups card. It's not the Three of Cups. It's the Three of Swords. So it's not really the emotions that's the problem. It's the stinking thinking. It's the swords. It's the thoughts. There's too many thoughts there, and they're crossing each other. See how they're crossing each other? So by the time the Three of Swords shows up in a reading, and remember, this was the first card in the very beginning. Whatever it was is already waning or has already passed, and all that's left is your thoughts. So you can let go of that, but I feel like you're attached to it, which, by the way, card of the day makes an appearance. And I love when the card of the day shows up in a reading for a caller or someone in chat. And it's the Devil card. We talked all about this today and yesterday, and because it showed up yesterday, it showed up a lot of times this month already, because we're all attached to a lot of stuff we have to let go of, especially from 2023, so we can move forward in 2024. So, what is it, these thoughts and ideas about moving that you're attached to? Okay. And that's the big cosmic wake up call that, Judgment card says, hey, that's the big cosmic wake up call. 6 of Pentacles, that's success. 6 is the number of success in numerology, right? And, it's he's got the scales there. You may be weighing your options. There might be some financial considerations, but ultimately the main thing, the Fool card shows up. It says, take the leap of faith. Just go for it. I think ultimately you're not going for it because of the stinking thinking and what your thoughts you're attached to. And you just need to go for it. Patty, that's what I'm going to say. Well, what did you get?
Oh, geez, I love when this happens. Okay, overview, Eternal Seeker, now view. They're both the freaking Fool, okay?
Oh my
This
God,
one's
and I just got
this one, that's what I'm saying. This one's called the Seeker, this one's called, it's the same card, but just different decks. Now,
right.
This one tells me that you're not approaching this, you're not adulting in this situation. Okay. You need to be more of an adult in this situation and really think it through in order to get where you want to be. Okay. To make that first step wise choice. Okay. And I was, of course, in my question was, well, how the heck does? And the next thing I got was the 6 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Pentacles for, well, the nutshell, whatever you put into life comes back threefold minimum. Okay. So what are you putting out there that's coming back, and it's right in front of you? You can see it. What are you putting out that's right in front of you that you're not happy with? You're not satisfied with these results. It's not doing what you need it to do. You're not there yet. And that's where the 6 of Pentacles comes in, is it's showing you exactly what you need to alter, change. Dax just pointed out a lot of its thoughts, but it's also thoughts about finances and how to get from A to B. Okay. And the final card that I got for you is the 9 of Cups reversed. Now, yesterday was the 9-day, today's the 10-day, but when it's reversed, it just says what this whole thing's been about: clarifying your thoughts. Be clear on what you choose, because your question even said, should I or shouldn't I? Well, choose, pick, make a decision, put your foot on that path, because it takes an adult to make that kind of a choice, and you're ready to do it. You're just dragging your feet yet. It's like you've got the door's open and you're not wanting to walk through it. You've got claw marks in the door frame and heel marks where you're dragging your feet. Let it go. Dax again, let it go and just move forward.
Awesome.
Clarify your wish.
So we're going to pop over to the phone lines. Oh, real quick, I put up our URLs. So I'm at psychic.cafe/Dax. Pamela's at psychic.cafe/Pamela. And like we said before, just join Psychic Cafe, and then you'll be able to message us in between shows. Maybe you have ideas, things you'd like us to chat about, things you'd like us to teach in a workshop or on these shows. Maybe you want to book a reading with us, or, commission a numerology chart from me or something like that. That's how you get a hold of us. Very simple. Everybody, all of our hosts and staff members of the Tarot Guild and everything, it's their first name / their first name. It's so easy. I'm trying to make things really easy with this new website where you can always figure it out. Very, very simple stuff. We got more calls. Okay, we still got a call or two, so we'll take care of that. Go back to chat after that. Real quick, let people know what's going on. So we're doing shows daily now, and 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, 7 p.m. London, UK, 7 days a week, and sometimes it'll be one of these psychic talk shows like this. Sometimes it'll be like next Sunday, it'll be the Angelic View with Maria Moss. Yeah. And on Fridays, it's Catherine Hahn with Compassionate Light, Wisdom of the Soul. So with Janice and so forth. But I'll be popping on, sometimes doing a solo show, sometimes having one of my fabulous co-hosts with me. on Psychic Talk here. And then, as we mentioned earlier in the show, you can grab us a cup of coffee at psychic.cafe/coffee. Don't forget, you can also use this as a way to, jump the line, and we'll take your call or your question in chat first, and no waiting. We'll go right to it. You can either grab us a cup of coffee before a show starts or leading up to a show, in between shows, because we're on every day, or even during a show, and let us know in chat. So if this show ends and you decide, hey, I want to be the first caller, go ahead and grab us a cup of coffee this afternoon or something, and then message me on Psychic Cafe. Let me know that you want to be first, and give me your area code or phone number, or maybe the area code and the end of the number or something, if you want to give me the whole number and your first name, and we'll bring you right on. Or if you're going to be in chat, let me know that. And if it's during a live show like this, we're live right now, you can, in the chat on YouTube, say, hey, I just went over and bought you guys a cup of coffee, and here's my area code and my name, and we'll bring you on. Or just let us know your question. We'll take your question first. Psychic.cafe/coffee. And the New Year's sale is still going on. Not very much time left on this, maybe a week. And you can get our lifetime membership for one payment of $78, the number of cards in the deck. And that's it. You're paid up for life. You get all of our workshops all year long, every year, for forever. And of course, that's another way to jump the line. If you're one of our paid premium or lifetime members at the cafe and the guild, you get first dibs on readings as well. You also get my course free, a $297 value, my numerology and tarot course, Tarot by the Numbers. You get your tarot certification if you're going professional. You get that included free. So it's an awesome deal, and it's going away after the sale, and don't know when it's going to be back. For most of 2024, it's not going to be here. We're just going to have a annual or a monthly subscription to the membership. So go grab that. You can also, if you scroll down a little bit on that sale page, you can book a reading for me, with me, sorry, half price. That's what I was trying to say. 50% off. It's only $49.99 right now instead of $99.99. You save $50. And if you go over to psychic.cafe, right there on the main page, which is our community page, pinned to the top, it's the first or second post. You'll see this banner. Just click on that to book a reading with me or grab that lifetime membership. And okay, so get a little water here. I'm sorry, doing a lot of talking. Get dried out. So Catherine Hahn will be back on Friday with Compassionate Light. She's starting a whole new series of shows for February. Actually, for the next 3 months, she's doing Mind, Body, Soul.
Wow.
Healing with Mind, Body, Soul. And I'm sorry, off the top of my head, I can't tell you what the February series is. I can't remember if it's Mind, Body, or Soul, which one it is. Anyway, but you'll tune in on Friday and find out. Also, she still has to do I got to contact her after the show if I can remember in my notes here. She still has to record the wrap-up show for the January series of shows, because she had to miss Friday. Something came up and she couldn't do the show. So I said, that's okay. Can't do it live, but you can record it and we'll get it out there to everybody. And next Sunday, a week from today, will be the 4th already, the 4th of February already. And Marie will be back with another episode of The Angelic View. Yes. And we'll be talking about the angels in her Angelic View Oracle deck. We'll be chatting all about that on the show. So I'll be joining her as guest co-host, and that's next Sunday, February 4th. So yeah, I think that's everything going on, folks. And we'll go over to that phone line again. Who's been waiting the longest? 775. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? 775.
Okay. I think you're talking to me. My name is Eric.
Hi, Eric.
Can you guys hear me? Okay. I didn't know if you were talking to me or somebody else.
Yeah.
All right,
It's all about you, Eric.
I'm calling in. I'm doing a follow-up.
Cool.
All right. I'm doing a follow-up. I wrote in a comment a couple of weeks ago, and it was Dax, Pamela, and Michelle who were on. And cool. It was amazing how spot on just me writing a comment on and you guys picking cards that were just, I mean, you just nailed it. So some things since that that Michelle had told me have come to fruition, and I'm trying to get a follow-up because I don't know what the universe wants me to do. And I'm beyond frustrated, and I can give you guys a follow-up on what that was and the cards that
sure,
you guys
and then
pulled,
and
but
then let us.
I'm a single parent.
So figure that, Eric. So go ahead and fill us on the follow-up, and then word it in such a way, because I'm listening to what you're saying, and for the question, word in such a way that you're letting us know. You said you're having trouble deciding. Okay, is it one or two or three different avenues? And then let us know what those are, and then we can draw cards on them individually.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So what I called in for? I'm a single parent of a special needs adult son. And if I get emotional, I'll pull it together or I'll call back at another time. But I completely do not know how to help him anymore. Dax, you had pulled the Ten of Swords. Basically, I think you had said, I've tried everything. You said, whatever is left is just in your head. Pamela had said that shadows based on soul twins, whatever my son is projecting is something within me that needs to be addressed. She pulled the Page of Pentacles reversed. She says, I don't need more studying or take courses, but fall back on what I know to be true.
Oh, wow.
She said, look at this from a perspective. This is someone I love beyond reason and safety. How am I going to handle it? Hopefully the answer is right in front of you and you just haven't seen it yet. My son is providing me with opportunity to look more deeply into what I'm dealing with. Michelle had pulled the Temperance card and said it reflects a balance plus patience with myself, and I'm losing patience with myself. I think the Five of Cups also came up and said I'm struggling with my emotions. Now, since then, Michelle had also said that there's going to be help brought in to help me. That's the one that kind of raised my eyebrows because my son is currently in the hospital. This is news since that a couple weeks ago when I wrote in. So he is getting some help, that Michelle mentioned, I believe. Let's say my son comes home from the hospital and he's doing better. This has been a years-long, incredibly tough journey. I don't know what kind of shape he's going to come home in, but I don't feel like I know how to help him. So I don't know if there's a way to figure out what the universe means when she said Tyler is providing me with an opportunity to look more deeply into what I'm dealing with. I have no clue. And I'm spiritual. I've been dealing with, spirituality really in depth for probably 8 years. I still don't know what the hell the universe is trying to tell me.
Well, Michelle, I wish Michelle was here. Hey, Pamela, we have to do that again. We got to get you and me and whoever else we can and have like some more shows with all of us on. That'd be so cool. I didn't say anything, but when I was shuffling earlier before we went to the phone lines, a card flew out, and I knew it was for the next person, and it's the Nine of Wands, and he's got the the battle wounds, and the bandages on and everything,
Yeah.
and has been through the ringer, but he's got what he needs. Those wands that are really stabs, behind him, lined up and everything, already have, that's what, there's like multiple layers here, because, you said, Eric, about how you were told, like you don't need any additional skills or to take any courses or anything like that, and that's what this card embodies.
Mm-hmm.
You already have what you need, and you've already been through the ringer. But go ahead, Pamela. I just wanted to throw that out there because I didn't say anything to you guys, but that card like flew out of the deck when I was shuffling, and they say what falls will come, right?
Yeah.
But that just fit everything you were just saying. It's just so perfect. So what are you getting on this?
I'm sorry, and Dax, I'm sorry, you said 9. What card did you pull? 9. You said
9 of wands.
Wands?
9 of wands, and
okay.
That goes along.
These up. I'm not familiar with tarot, so I have to look these up.
Yeah, look it up. But the 9 of wands, and it's wands. It's what we're passionate about, fire energy. But also, we discussed it on yesterday's show. It's all about that 9 energy, about letting go. There's some things, letting go of what no longer serves us. But Pamela, what'd you get for Eric?
Okay. First of all, believe me, you have my unending understanding for this. One of my grandsons is high spectrum autism, and what we ended up having to do was find him a group home. I don't know if they have those available, just because his dad, my son, single parent, finally managed to get custody from his drug addicted mother when he was almost 5. And so the stage was already set. And it just, honestly, you need professional help. It's as simple as that. And you have, the card I pulled for the overview is wisdom. And that means you're wise enough to know that you need professional help. That's why he's in the hospital. That's why you're looking. That's why you're seeking. Stick to that wisdom. You've got the experience. Now just apply the wisdom. And the wisdom told me that right now you are between a rock and a hard place. Okay. The universe reversed indicates that the energies that are coming at you from all directions are not being blended together where they're any way useful. Okay. So you need more. And it's part of the evolutionary, the evolutionary process that has been stalled as well. So you finally have hit that wall, let's say, where and I know what you're going through. I definitely understand what you're going through. Trust me on this one. The hardest, because honestly, right now, you feel like a complete failure as a parent. You could not provide, you could not do, you could not be, sweetie, I got it. I promise. The hardest thing you're ever going to do in your life is the next step. And you're going to, because what's best for you, what's best for him. Okay. And what, like with my grandson, he'd gotten to where he was dangerous. He was trying to set the house on fire 3 and 4 times a day. We went through it top to bottom. We thought we had every lighter and match and everything else. And he still seemed to find him. And we still don't know how, but he did. And of course, he threw an absolute screaming hissy fit when
I understand that completely.
We found him a home. We did. Is there anything like that available? Because that is part of what evolution is telling me. He needs 24/7 professional care if you can find it. If there is a group home.
It sure hasn't been advertised to me through the medical professionals we've been to.
No, there are people out there that can help though. And here's the deal. This is you. You are the King of Wands. You're my hero. You've done something that very few teams of parents couldn't do. You've raised a child. You've been there the whole time. You gave up everything seriously for this young man. Okay. And it's the hardest thing you're ever going to do, but ask yourself, what is best for both of us? What is best for him? And I mean, that is the most difficult thing you're going to do, because you do feel like you failed. You have not. I swear to God or goddess, whatever you believe in, you have not failed. Not at all. You've got this. You did this. You've achieved this. Now the best thing for everybody is, the advice here is to start looking. Start looking for someone,
Okay.
someplace
And
for him
when
that
you
where
went
he can
through
thrive.
this,
Well, the difference here is
may I ask you, Pamela? I'm concerned about his resistance. And since he's 21, I don't know if I can't force him into anything that I know of. But I certainly know what you're saying. I've been already rolling through my head. I don't know if I have a lot of options for that in the state I live in. So
you may have to move
from his part.
Let me point this out, though. If the medical profession
You mean to
says,
get him into a different place?
Yeah. If the medical profession backs it, it's kind of like an old lady like me. If I fell and broke my hip, they'd tell me I couldn't be in my house anymore because I got stairs. I wouldn't have a choice but to move. And I'm almost 73 years old. So the medical profession can take that choice away from him as to where he wants to go and live. If he's a danger or if he's not safe anymore, they can take that and they can put him where he will be. So his choices, it just depends. I mean, I'm sure you guys have tried a multiple of medications and everything else, and you're at your wits' end.
Oh my God, yeah.
Been there.
Yes,
got
exactly.
it. So start exploring options, and whatever my grandson fought it tooth and toenail for a year. I want to come, and I mean, it was breaking everybody's hearts. We couldn't even take him home for a year, because every time, we would go places with him, but any time, I want to go home, Dad, please let me go home. Grandma, tell him I gotta go home, because he's very verbal. Yeah, but we knew that if we did, we would be right back to square one. And even today, like, he can go to his dad's house for a day or two, but after 3, he starts falling back into those old habits, and he's only 16. So you have to be strong for both of you right now. And that's where the King of Wands comes in.
So broken. That's what I'm kind of irritated with the universe. I'm completely broken. How the hell am I supposed to somehow?
Because he's your son, and you find the strength. Sweetie, you will always find the strength to do what's best for your kids. I mean, I know that there's probably times that you'd like to just walk out the door with nothing, not even your wallet, and just keep going. And you don't. You don't, because you love that boy beyond reason and safety. And he's as necessary as air to you. And we know this. I know this. Yes. Okay? You're not alone. You need to find a support group. You need to reach out to other people in the same situation. They're out there. The medical profession is kind of useless except for a few things. And this is one place that you're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to do the research and find people who can help you. They're out there.
Social workers.
There you go.
Those people.
Yeah. I haven't, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for talking with me today. I really appreciate that, and letting me do a follow-up.
Bless your heart. And good luck to you and your boy, and we love you both.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Eric. And call us back anytime. I pulled some cards, but I didn't want to go into it because Pam, you covered it all. Plus, on previous shows, we've already gone through this, and the things that came up are just coming up again for Eric. Yeah. It's the same stuff, coming up in the cards is what I mean, and like the 7 of Wands, feeling like being in an embattled situation, but you have the high ground. 7 of Pentacles, not happy with the harvest. I mean, the Mother card, the Queen of Pentacles, the nurturer. The universe is just saying, it's not something you need to do. It's something you need to be. You just need to be the nurturer. That's your job. Your job is not to fix it all. Your job is just to be the nurturer. And then the main information, besides that very first card that flew out, the Nine of Wands, saying, okay, you've been through it all, you have all the skills you need, is the Four of Pentacles. Structure. Four is structure in numerology, structure and foundation. And so it's the same thing that you said, Pamela. It's like he needs structure and foundation, and that may be, a situation, like I've got friends that actually, one of my friends lives with his mother, and both of them live in a group home. Mm-hmm. Because he needs that structure, Anyway, our best wishes are with Eric, and thoughts and prayers. So when he comes home from the hospital, have that already set up. Already look into that and all. Nilda had something in the chat, and then we can end the show here. Nilda was, Mary popped in. Hi, Mary. It's the other Mary. About will I pass successfully this semester at university? Mary, didn't you already ask that like yesterday or the day before? I'm just asking, maybe you didn't, but someone asked that same thing in chat like a day or two ago, and I don't want people repeating the same question. But Nilda asks, I would like to know, what is it that I'm supposed to do in life? Can I receive some guidance? By the way, Nilda says to Eric, you're an awesome dad. Oh, God. So what my cousin did for her son, 14 years old. He's 35 now. Interesting. Same as you, Pamela. Yeah. So Pamela, pull some cards, see what you can come up with for Nilda. She's asking for some guidance. She'd like to know what it is she's supposed to do in life. Now, while you're giving that some thought and pulling some cards, I'm going to tell you what I'm getting. And it's not specifically it's information that tarot wants you to have, but it's not specifically, what am I supposed to do? And like, I'm going to let you all in a big secret. I'm going to let the genie out. I'm going to let the secret of the universe out to everybody right now listening within the sound of my voice. There is nothing you are supposed to do in life other than what you want to do. Period. And no one wants to hear that. And the other psychics are like, no, I'm going to tell you your life path and what you're supposed to do. No, you're supposed to be doing this. You're supposed to be. It's all BS. We can do whatever we want, just like we can, magician card, manifest anything we want. Does that mean that we don't have certain skills, predilections, things like that? Yeah. Hey, I do numerology all the time, and it'll show things that where your strengths are lying and where your weaknesses are lying, and your life path and your destiny number and direction you should be going down and so forth. But you can overcome any of that. It's just happenstance, just like astrology. It's like exactly when and where you were born and what the stars were up there. Same thing with numerology. It's like the name you were given at birth on your birth certificate, along with the name you go by now, which for all of us, almost all of us, that's changed, and your birth date, which you can't change. But we can change our power name number, the name you go by now. I don't go by my birth name, and it changes the energy, but everything else, that's what we're given, right? And it's our and like I've said, I probably said it yesterday, talking about what it comes down to is with the numbers and the energies, it's like, are you paddling upstream or paddling downstream? I actually had a client, was that Friday? I had Lisa on Friday. It was her birthday. And that came up about that. It's like, okay, here's your numerology, and here's your numerology chart, and this is what it all means. And we went through it live on a Zoom call before we pulled cards and did her reading for her birthday. And she was like, well, a lot of that, I'm 180 degrees the other way, and I don't want to do that, and this and that and that. And I told her, it's like, yeah, that comes up with like a lot of my clients, because people are paddling upstream. The energies that I'm giving you from numerology is not your destiny. And what's actually, even your destiny number is not your destiny. What will happen? It's not predictive. It's telling you that you have certain skills and abilities that you could develop, and things you could do where you could get in alignment with certain energies, and you'd be able to go right down the stream effortlessly instead of paddling upstream. But really, ultimately, we can decide whatever we want. We have the power. So yeah, I can sit down with somebody, I can pull cards, I can do their numerology, I can say, well, according to this life path and this attitude number, you'd be really good. Like if you're a 4 life path, you'd be really good as an accountant, or an architect, or going in the military or the police, or yeah, I can give you ideas and stuff like that. But the real secret of the universe is we're here to experience. That is it. There is nothing else.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, everybody wants there to be this, oh my God, you made this life decision thing. You signed the paper at the pearly gates, and you're supposed to do this in this incarnation, and blah, blah, blah. And there's this great destiny, and blah, blah, blah. There's none of that. It doesn't exist. I'm sorry to all the other psychics that are selling that shit to you. Look, folks, experience is the only reason consciousness exists. It is the only reason we're here. And I can go deeper into why that is, and the sacred geometry, and how the universe was created, and why. And yeah, we actually have all that. I know everybody, especially scientists and even religious folks, want you to think that it's a great mystery, and we haven't figured it out. It is so simple, you would not believe it. It is so simple. But if you can just remember that one thing, we are here to experience. I didn't say experience good stuff. I said experience. So you're going to have the good stuff, or rather, I should say, the stuff we label as good, the stuff we label as bad. Really, there's no such thing. If you're labeling something bad, you're just not looking at the other side of it, the other side of the coin, where the positive part is. And if you're labeling everything positive, you're just not seeing the bad part that's happening at the same time. It always comes up in duality, because we live in a physical dualistic universe. Without duality, we couldn't have atoms and molecules and physical objects and energy. It works on duality. Any quantum physicist will tell you that. So if you can just remember that it's all experience, and that's the only reason we're here. It's like, what experience do you want to have then? What am I supposed to do in life? Well, what is it you want to do in life? And the way I get people thinking on this, I always say, go back to when you were 6 or 7, right in that area. It could be 5, could be 8, but right around 6 or 7. And think of what made your eyes light up back then. And pursue that now, even though it was way back then. It's like, if it got you excited, if My Little Pony got you excited, yeah, or whatever it was that got you excited, even to this day, you can still do that thing. It's like, oh, well, yeah, but I was into fire trucks, and, I'm too old to be a fireman now. Yeah, maybe. But that doesn't mean you're too old to talk about it, to do a YouTube show about it, to collect memorabilia and maybe sell it at auction about famous firehouses. And I don't know what it is. I mean, you got to think on this. Okay. But whatever it was when you were 6 or 7, you can still manifest that in some way. And one way to think about it is this. You think about, okay, I was really into this thing. Okay, so what is the whole community around that thing? Next, where is that community? Facebook groups, meetups on meetup.com. Where are those people? Where they hang out? What problem do they have? How can you help other people? Maybe your thing, and you gave it up at age 14, but starting from like age 7, your grandfather taught you about golf, and you became a golfer for a while. Maybe you were even on the school team for a little while, and then you gave it up at 14 or 17 or something like that, and you haven't thought about it in all these years. 30 years later, you're like, I was really into golf. Well, what is it about golf that's a problem? There's a lot of them. People keep chipping, they don't know how to do their swing. I mean, it's endless products around it. Oh my God, thousands of products, the special clubs and the special bags and the special balls and the special tees and the clothing and the shoes. And I mean, it's just endless, as far as what you could sell around that concept. As far as solving big problems, maybe you learn hypnosis to solve somebody's problem with putting or chipping, or I don't know golf, so I don't really know all of the terminology, but I've heard a few things on TV, and it's like they have a problem with something called chipping, I guess. Anyway, so yes, there you go. Now you have something to do with your life, and you decided it. It's not, what am I supposed to do with my life? It's what excites me. And now how do I do something around that where I solve a really big problem for a lot of people and I can make money at it? Unless you don't want to make money at it, then guess what you do? If it's something and you're going to solve a big problem and you don't want to make money off of it, that wasn't your intention, you start a foundation, you start a nonprofit organization and do it then. There you go. But in the cards, what I got is that, oh gosh, how can I put it? Here's the main thing. It's not what you should be doing. The strength card here encourages you to believe in yourself and make decisive moves. And along with it is the justice card. This is keeping things balanced and weighing the options and making decisive moves. And this is the strength card. Having courage, but specifically believing in yourself. It's not what to do in life. It's your problem is believing yourself. And then once you do that, success will come. You'll be able to celebrate success. It's going to come your way. So I'm not going to tell you what to do in your life. I'm going to give you, first, I gave you a hint on how to find that, but I'm just saying what's holding you back is just believing in yourself. What'd you get, Pamela, that could
well, basically what
help
I
out
what I got.
Nilda?
Okay, Nilda, first of all, you're in the process of a rebirth. In other words, you've outgrown who you are to date, and it's time to recreate yourself from the inside out, from a molecular level outward. Okay. And the first thing you're going to have to learn to do is say no. Because every time somebody asks you something because you don't want to offend them or make them angry or hurt their feelings or whatever your motivation is, you're killing yourself doing it. All right. You need to learn to say no. And the second thing is, like as Dax was pointing out, it's the source of your strength. Okay. He drew the strength card, and what I got was the 9 of Wands in reverse, which means that you've got your ducks in a row. or maybe you've got your squirrels at a rave. It doesn't matter. What it comes down to is that learning to say no from the 10 of wands, you move on to the 9 of wands, which is telling you you've already got it. You have everything you need to move forward. You just need a direction. But what's holding you up are some deep-seated regrets. All right. When you get the 5 of cups in here, I mean, most of them have 3 cups fallen over and 2 still standing. I've got 3 still standing here because I believe that whatever goes away, whatever you have lost, whatever you do not know, what no longer serves who you are now, when it moves away, when it gets out of there, you've cleared the playing field so that something bigger and better can come along. And it's going to take up that space and more. So it's a matter of trusting yourself. It's a matter of believing in yourself. And it's a matter of choosing who you are now. Who are you in the process of becoming? And so it's like reading for yourself. Oh, I can't read for myself. Yes, you can. Don't read for who you are now. Read for who you are becoming. And it's going to make a huge difference. So rather than say, what should I do? Ask yourself, who am I? And who would I like to be? Who do I choose to be? And narrow it down.
Awesome. Exactly what I was trying to say. Oh, I want to thank Charlotte. She said to tell Eric that you can call 211 for all sorts of resources. 211. And what else did I want to say? Oh, Dan's in there. Eric, I totally know your feel. That's Michelle's husband there. As you know, we face a lot of the same challenges as you do. Thanks for the words of encouragement there, Dan. Also, Charlotte says, oh, it's hard to believe in yourself if you've had some knockbacks. And hey, we've all had knockbacks. I think Charlotte was saying that in relation to what we were talking about with Nilda. By the way, Nilda says, thank you, Pam. I agree totally. This is the thing. Yeah, we all have knockbacks, but that's why the strength card showed up in the first place. We have to have that inner fortitude, that inner strength to realize that whatever's happening negative, or we're labeling negative, that's knocking us back, that doesn't change the fact that we have everything we need to do what we want.
Well, and 2, when it comes to strength, what is the source of your strength? Is it the love of power? Is it the power of love? What is driving you? And once you've answered that, you're halfway there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I saw you type that in the chat there, Charlotte. It is, but nothing happens that you can't handle. It's true. There is nothing, not a thing. And I know people go through the anguish. Eric's doing it right now,
yes.
And it's an emotional reaction. And, I've gone through stuff. We all have throughout our lives, some of it really, really bad. But then we realize that, oh, this too shall pass. Here we are now. It did all those things. Some of them really, really, really bad. And look, I'm here. And I'm still doing what I want to do, regardless of those things that happen. So even though I was knocked down, I continue to get knocked down. I've had things happen relatively recently that were negative things that, financial problems, this, that, lots of different things. But I'm still, I still know that I'm enough and I'm going forward with what I want to do. And, it's like, doing psychic talk, building the new website, building websites for other people, doing the shows, giving advice to other people. That's another thing, Pamela, we wouldn't be able to help thousands of people and give help to people if we listen to that devil's side of the shoulder person telling us that, oh, this is terrible. Oh my God, life is ending because XYZ happened. So how in the hell could we give advice to other people when we have all that happening to us? Well, because it's inconsequential in reality. I mean, I know we think it is, and it may ruin plans for this that we wanted to do. And we can't do that now because of that over here and things like that. Oh, so it does have consequences. It's terrible. But in reality, I'm going to take you back to what I said before I went into the cards with Nilda. I'm going to take you back to the real reason we're here and the only thing there is, and it's called experience. We're here to experience. That's it. We as humans love to label things when in reality, there is no label. Nothing's bad or good. It just is. We just are. The universe just is.
Yep. Well, life happens through you, not to you. It's that simple. It happens through you.
And there's another factor, though, is that they don't see. The problem is, you know how they say things like the 1%ers and the 99% of the rest of us, the reason why the 99% or the 99% is that they do let life just happen to them and do not manifest life and experience what they want to experience. We're just out there thinking that we have to work in that job because we need to make cash, because we need to do this, when in reality we should be creating our own experience and doing what we want to do. And that's the dirty little secret that no one ever tells anybody. That the real secret is we're only here to experience. We're here to experience whatever we want. Don't put labels on it. And number two is that we're here to make experiencing what we want happen versus just letting life happen to us, and we just roll with the punches. And that's what most of us do, and even those of us that know the dirty little secret, we're still human, so we or we're still spirit having a human experience. So we slip into the same thing and judge ourselves and judge other people and so forth. That, by the way, that's why it says judge not lest ye be judged. We're not supposed to judge other people or what they do, but what about those really bad and evil people? Well, yeah, but isn't that again back to the labels? Because I guarantee the people in the Middle East are labeling us as the great Satan and the bad evil people. And then we're labeling them the bad evil people. And I know people don't want to hear this because, but there's morals and everything. No. There's only experience. There's none of that. Everything that you can throw at me is a human made up thing. Absolutely everything except experience and having experience. Everything else is human made up. If I label this as a negative, it's because I listened to somebody else's opinion where they decided sometime, I don't know, 1,000 years ago or 100 years ago that was bad, whatever it is. And then that was passed on to my parents, who passed it on to me, or passed on to my clergy and they passed it on to me, or my teachers, and it was passed on to me that that's a bad thing and this is a good thing. This is good, this is bad. Oh yeah, but we have laws. No, that's just so we can exist and not explode into pandemonium. It doesn't really make it good or bad. It doesn't. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. Experience is the only thing in the universe, and people don't want to hear that because they have these ideas in their head about morality and what's good, what's bad, and they've labeled everything. They put everything in little boxes and all that kind of thing. Oh my gosh, could talk for hours on that, but we got to get out of here. It's the end of the show. Date of birth is Nilda is like 11/11. Is that your month and day of birth? So she's a master number 11, and she's born the 11th month. 11/11 is 22, which is the master builder number. So you know that you have master numbers all over the place. I mean, yes, you're supposed to be doing higher concepts. you know, if you have an attitude number 22, that's what 11 and 11 from a birth, and your birthday is a master number 11, the master illuminator number. You're supposed to be building things and teaching things to the rest of us. It's right in there, you know. Anyway, let's get out of here. I could just stay here and just chat with you and talk to everybody all day long, but then I'd never get lunch.
Food's important.
Exactly. Food's important.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everybody.